Hello, today for review I've got yet another model by Fearless Audio. Of course I'd like it to be their flagship 10, 12 driver models or something from that side of their lineup, but today I've got their, probably, as far as I remember, it's one of their most affordable offerings. It's a model named Crystal Pearl. But actually, you know, affordable models are probably more important than flagships because almost all companies sell more affordable models and many people will prefer them only because of price-quality ratio. This time it's two balanced armature driver per side model and its price is about $200. And probably that's pretty much I can tell in the introduction section, and now let's have a closer look. Box is really nice and stylish. You can see it looks like some impressionist painting. Pretty nice palette, I really like it. On the back side they've listed main features. Flexible sound absorbing material for cases, ergonomic design, 3D printed shell, replaceable cable connector. But of course we are interested more in technical specifications. So sensitivity is 120 decibels, they are really sensitive, so low background noise level will be a huge plus, and 10 ohms of impedance, so they are really sensitive. And two driver balanced armature drivers with a two-way crossover, so it's not single single double driver that some manufacturers count as two drivers. It's two separate drivers. And frequency response from 20 Hz to 20 kHz, it's traditional. So inside there is main cardboard box. As you can see, attention to the details and packaging in the packaging and presentation is really nice. Stylish envelope with something written here. I have no idea what does it mean, but anyway. Inside warranty card, cleaning cloth, small reference card, and here is main case with in-ear monitors themselves. As you can see, nice case with really good presentation of earphones. That's really important when you buying them, for example, as a gift to someone or as a gift to yourself. So box opens this way. Inside you'll have aluminum card, actually pretty sharp. You know, you can sharpen it a bit more and use it to cut throats of your enemies. And in-ear monitors themselves, three additional pair of tips, as you can see, red and blue ones, and stock cable. So that's pretty much it. Of course they could put more tips, but anyway I think it's normal accessory set because there is nice case, good cable, so I think it's pretty much you will need. In terms of design and build quality, everything is really good. As mentioned on the box, shells are made of acrylic and they are 3D printed, so zero issues with them. Really nice ergonomic shape, and that's the shape that I call typical in-ear monitors number 2. Number 1 is classical barrel-like cases, and this one is like universal version of custom in-ear monitors. It's standard shell number 2. But quality is really nice. Of course, ergonomic is good, at least if your ears are more or less standard. And actually it's semi-transparent, and inside you can definitely see that there are two separate drivers. Bigger woofer and smaller tweeter, so everything is really honest here. So there are a few different color versions. I've got red and blue one. Also there is version, probably it can be called violet, and dark gray one. So usually I prefer more natural colors, but blue and red are also looks nice. There is company's logo on the faceplate, so everything is like other companies do. So let's see the spout. As you can see, spout is average in length, and actually sound isolation is also about average, maybe a bit less than average, but still acceptable for modern city. Also, there is only one bore, so no separate bores for different drivers, and there is a slight lip to hold the tips, but no protective grill. But if I see clearly, there is a protective filter inside. Of course, cables are made replaceable. Here use recessed 2-pin sockets. I think it's the best sockets in terms of reliability. And stock cable is really nice. So it's 4 wires per each earpiece, braided nicely. It's soft, it's flexible. Ear hooks are formed, but no memory wire here. But anyway, it does its job well and hold cable around your ear nicely. Cable is soft, but not too soft. It has a bit microphonic, but thanks to these ear hooks it won't be an issue in most cases. Nice splitter and big reliable chin slider, and here it goes braided way down below to the straight jack. Jack is also nice, made of metal with carbon inserts, so everything is pretty good. So in terms of design, in terms of build quality, I can say that it's very nicely built, looks stylish, but it's pretty common for this price range nowadays, and most probably it will be really reliable because everything is built really solidly. And of course about the sound. So I've burned them in for about 20 hours, but of course, as almost any other balanced armatures, they don't affected by the burn-in. Also, you will need to find the proper tips that will give you the best possible fit, but I think it's pretty obvious as usual. As many balanced armature models, they are very fit dependent, and that's important to achieve the best sound. In terms of sonic representation, Fearless decided to make them pretty traditional. They've made a V-shaped signature with accent on the mid bass, with a bit recessed mids, and a bit as well as a slight accent on the treble, but actually treble accent is not too big, so they are generally on the warmer side of things. Pretty enjoyable signature with, without the typical for the balanced armatures monitoring and sharp representation. So let's have player on the table as an example to show the examples, and let's proceed. So bass, of course, not the deepest, it's pretty expected for the balanced armatures. Of course, deep bass is present here, but it's a bit rolled off compared to the mid bass. So main accent is put on the mid bass area, and middle low frequencies are pretty enjoyable. This accent is fairly well balanced. It's enough of bass for build the solid foundation to represent the acoustic instruments that goes way below to the bass. So it's enjoyable low frequencies with good resolution, of course, with nice texturing and everything that you can expect from the balanced armature bass. Of course, attacks and decays are a bit faster than they should be, but anyway, bass doesn't sound too dry, because of the accent. It has enough body, enough smoothness. Actually, they represent music material a bit smoother. So for those who like relaxed signature, these in-ear monitors are created. So, as an example for the low frequencies, probably one of the most perfect examples, it's something like Daft Punk, Lose Yourself to Dance. It's probably the bass that fits the representation of these in-ear monitors really nicely. Of course, they are not, probably not the best option for some more bass intense electronic music, but Daft Punk is pretty enjoyable because they don't enjoy too much synthesized bass, and because they have a lot of special effects at the mid frequencies, and these in-ear monitors are playing that nicely. Mids are a bit recessed, especially middle mids part, because they have slight accent on the low mids and on the upper mids. They are recessed but not too far away, so it's still pretty enjoyable, and it's still balanced armatures. So they are not as detailed as other balanced armatures. They are not making focus or on the micro detalization. They are not sound too thin. They have a pretty nice body. I think maybe I can assume that this big driver responsible for the mid frequencies, because it really plays with nice weight and body. And they have normal resolution, but not too high like some balanced armatures. Just look how nice they are looking. I really enjoy that. And they are on the emotional side of things. They are pretty emotional in terms of representation, and they are pretty forgiving to the quality of recording. So don't expect this nitpicking. And of course, but it's still balanced armatures, so they sound pretty clean with nice amount of nuances. Imaginary stage is about average in width and a bit below average in depth, but three-dimensional positioning is normal. As an example for the mid frequencies, what I've got, actually favorites, yeah, my favorite Whiplash soundtrack and Fletcher's Song in Club. I really recommend this soundtrack once again, and this one is a nice fortepiano piece, and this in-ear monitors plays this part really nicely because of that balance of emotions and clean mid representation. And the treble has a slight accent, but not too much, just a bit of accent to balance the low part of the sonic spectrum. So just a bit accented treble. They are not fatiguing, not harsh, not sharp, not sibilant, definitely, at least to my ears. Maybe if you are super treble sensitive, they can be a bit too sparkly for you, but I don't think it will be true for anybody. So nice, good balanced armature treble with normal extension, not too far beyond the 10 kHz, but still normal extension with a lot of nuances. Pretty good realistic mid. They even have basic layering, that usually that's more common for more expensive models. What else? Good attacks and decays on the treble, nice resolution, so probably treble I like here. Usually I like a bit more accent on the treble, but here quality is more important than quantity, and they sound pretty good, at least for me. And as a treble example, yet another jazz piece. It's Snarky Puppy, Somebody Home with David Crosby. Nice track, really well recorded live track with nice guitar, and actually guitar has a lot of overtones going into the treble area. You know, you won't hear treble itself, but this overtones really important. If you got this track, just try to use the equalizer and cut everything above, I think, 7 kHz or so. You know the main tonality of track won't change, but you will lose this sense of space around the guitar, and you will lose that sense of realism. It's really interesting experiment. Definitely recommend you to do so and find out what frequencies are responsible for. Of course, as I've said before, they require a pretty good source because they are really sensitive, so beware, don't pick something really noise picking. That's why I like Astel & Kern's Norma, because Astel & Kern's know how to create good amplifiers for the in-ear monitors. And speaking about comparisons, for example, what we've got here, for example, BGVP DM6, they are different in representation, they are closer to neutrality, those are definitely a bit on the warmer side, and BGVP are more on the closer to neutrality, not 100% neutral, but they have more forward mid, so different type of representation. Another model that I can remember, it's Shozi 3 balanced armatures CP, probably, I don't remember the exact letters, but anyway. So Shozi have more extension on the treble, above 10 kHz, and they are also a bit forward, but they share pretty similar bass because they are both on the they both have accent on the low frequencies, and they both are balanced armature, so it's it's typical. It's balanced armature lows with less bodies and dynamic drivers, but with more resolution. There are a lot of other models. Probably I won't try to recall them right now and to remember. So if you're interested in some comparisons, just feel free to ask me, or at least just look at other comments. Maybe I already do this comparison. So I will, if I remember that model, I can definitely write at least few words about difference, if they are not totally different. So here was Fearless Audio Crystal Pearl. When I heard the name Crystal Pearl, I have expected something like something neutral or even bright, to be crystal clear and so on, but Fearless surprised me a little bit. They created in-ear monitors that are a bit on the warmer side of things, but when balanced armature in-ear monitors with warm representation are implemented nicely, it's usually pretty pleasant sound signature. Maybe it's not universal, but usually it's very enjoyable. And here you can also add really stylish outlook and design, of course. Thank you for attention.